just got home from Illinois. Locked the front door, oh boy. Got to sit down, take a rest on the porch. Imagination sets in, pretty soon I'm singing. Do, 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 looking out my back door. There's a giant doing cartwheels, statue wearing high heels. Look at all the happy creatures dancing on the lawn. A dinosaur Victrola, listening to Buck Owens. Do, 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 looking out my back door. Tambourines and elephants are playing in the band. Won't you take a ride on the flying spoon? Do, 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 wondrous apparition, invited by magician. Do, 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 looking out my back door. Tambourines and elephants are playing in the band. Won't you take a ride on the flying spoon? Do, 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 bother me tomorrow. Today I'll buy no sorrows. Do, 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 looking out my back door. For trouble, Illinois, lock the front door, oh boy. Look at all the happy creatures dancing on the lawn. Bother me tomorrow, today I'll buy no sorrow. Do, 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 looking out my back door. Here are the chords that are needed. You need a B flat on the first, a G minor on the third, an E flat on the third, an F on the first, a G major on the third, open C, C on the third, A minor on the fifth, open E minor, and an open D minor. Here are the chords I use. I use a B flat on the first, I use a G minor on the third, E flat on the third, an F on the first, but I also play like a bottom four shape. Same for this G, play it like this too. Open C, C on the third, and A minor on the fifth. You could substitute open A minor for it, it's fine. And then E minor makes an appearance, and D minor makes an appearance. And there's some other smaller chords that we'll manipulate later on in the song. Here's how the intro goes. Here's that riff played slowly. Here's the tablature for the intro riff. The lines are the strings of the guitar, and the numbers on them are the frets that are played. Let's look at some of the bass lines I'm using during the song. The most basic one is off of the B flat chord, and what I'm doing is I'm just decreasing that B flat down to an F with my first finger. So I'm keeping the B flat chord in shape, but then I'm moving my first finger up to the first fret of the sixth string. So I'm alternating between a B flat note and the F note right above it. That's used basically on the first sentence of all the verses for the B flat section. Another bass line I use sounds like this. Got to sit down, take a rest on the porch. Imagination sets in. That bass line takes place off the F chord. So I'm singing, take a rest on the porch. I'm just walking up frets 1, 3, and 5 on the sixth string before going back to the B flat. There's a slightly different variation in the timing of that bass line on the line looking out my back door. It sounds like this. Do, 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 looking out my back door. There's a giant doing cartwheels. What you have to be conscious of is just striking once down on the F chord on the word out. out my back door. So once again, slowly, it sounds like do, 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 looking out my back door. The same bass lines can be applied after the key change when you go to the C. And when you go to the A minor, it gives you an opportunity to play the open 6th string. So when you make that A minor here on the 5th, you can just gently lift up your first finger and hit an open 6th string. So that's the bass note. If you don't want to play those bass lines off of the F chord, you can substitute an F7 chord. So it'll sound like, got to sit down, take a rest on the porch. Imagination sets in, pretty soon I'm singing, do, 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 looking out my back door. There are 2 guitar solos in the song. I've divided these solos into sections, and I'll be playing each section and then showing the tablature for the section. The first solo is divided into 3 sections, a first section, a second section, and then an ending section. And the second solo has a first section and a second section. Here's section 1. Here's the tablature for section 1 of the first solo. The lines are the strings of the guitar, and the numbers on them are the frets that are played. Here's section 2. Here's the tablature for section 2 of the first solo. After playing section 2, you go back and repeat section 1, with the exclusion of the open 4th string note. Here's how the first solo ends. Here's the tablature for the ending section of the first solo. Here's the first solo played slowly. Here's section 1 of the second solo. Here's the tablature for section 1 of the second solo. Here's section 2 of the second solo. Here's the tablature for section 2 of the second solo. The muted strings before the key change has to be counted in a certain pattern. What you can do is you can count it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Before bringing it into that second solo. So I've counted to 4 3 times, and then I've added 1, and then on the 2 I'm sliding up from the A to the B flat and then down to the G on each successive beat. So it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. The song ends with the same riff as was played in the beginning of the song, except this time you're 2 frets higher because you've gone through the key change in the middle of the song. So it sounds like this. And I went from a C to a G to a C to end the song. I've chosen the key of B flat for this song because I'm playing along with the recording on the Greatest Hits album. And if you want to play along with this, your guitar in standard tuning, you have to play in B flat because that's the key that that recording is in. Now if you notice, there's some videos on YouTube of Creedence playing this song, and when they make their chord shapes, they're making chords in the key of C. So you can transpose this song easily to the key of C just by sliding everything up 2 frets. So in other words, your B flat will now become your C, your G minor will now become an A minor. And if you want, you can play these chords in the open position, so it'll sound something like this. Just got home from Illinois, locked the front door, oh boy. Got to sit down, take a rest on the porch. Imagination sets in, pretty soon I'm seeing